Hi, behind me there's a big group of oils, as you can tell. I am going to see if I can do a one-take video and walk you through all of these oils and break them into groups so that it goes pretty quick and it gets you right in the heart of oils and how to use them, the simplicity of them, and how much it can affect and even change your life. Here we go. Okay, this is 120 plus oils in less than 7 minutes. That's my goal. Okay, up here you have CBD Muscle Rub. It's a very high amount of pure CBD. Your CBD matters, your grower matters. And this is done in the highest quality, purest way. I'm not going to go deep diving into all this, but you can go on the Young Living YouTube page and see their videos by their scientists that explain this process. The CBD oil, this is a 1,000 milligram dropper. You can drop it in the spot, and it will course through your bloodstream, and you'll see and feel the difference. CBD Beauty Boost, this has rose oil in it. Very high frequency, very luxurious, wonderful scent that really relaxes and calms. It's wonderful to put on your skin, around your eyes. Joy, of course, is a great oil. That has your flower oils, high frequency flower oils, very wonderful scent with rose and jasmine and such. Goldenrod is said to work for supporting male function. Ladies, that's a male oil. And that one is found in Power Jives, the supplement. And that's a wonderful product that works with that goldenrod in it. Here's some big bottles of lemon oil, lavender. You can use lemon for so many things. Scent, diffusing, flavoring for water, many things. We use a lot of it. We have these big bottles. Here's a big bottle of lavender. So much to say about lavender. They call it the duct tape of oils. You can use it for energy when you use a lot. Use a little for relaxation. You can use it for to support you in your sleep, in your calm. Your kids for the same. And Lord knows we need all that help we can get with that these days. And kids on drugs and drinking soda pops high in caffeine and things like that. That's a good place to start right there with their diet. And then you can incorporate these wonderful things and change their lives, the outcome of their lives. M-grain is head support for the aches that you have in your head. Peace and calming, this one's highly used. It's very popular with women. It's self-explanatory, peace and calming. You just put it on. Put it on like a perfume. Eucalyptus radiata. There's also a eucalyptus globulus and a eucalyptus blue. The blue is from Ecuador. It's a very good lung supporting oil. This is between radiata and globulus. This is the one you want to get. I have 3 bottles of this. Citronella, self-explanatory, repellent. Sleek essence. It's a blood sugar normalizing oil that you take internally in a capsule. Abundance has all of the Egyptian like attraction oils, high in cinnamon and things, and for attracting abundance. Ylang ylang, wonderful oil for balancing the male-female energies. Good for men, women. I went and have video coming out of the trees, the 100,000 tree Ecuador farm and spa, and I helped pick, and I'll show a little bit of that process. You want to get Young Living. They're basically saving the ylang ylang industry. It's going south in Africa. It is south in Africa, but the whole ylang ylang industry is going south. This is a very romantic oil. You can use that at any time. Wonderful smelling flowers. Christmas spirit. It's a tree oil. It has spicy scents in it as well. So it's wonderful at Christmas time. Aroma Seas. I'll pass over some of these. I put these 2 together. Panaway, that's going to be for your muscle rubs, and you can use Aroma Seas nicely after massage at the end for muscle relaxation and soothing. Loyalty. This is one of the emotional oils. There's a bunch of emotion oils. In fact, I'm going to skip down to those real quick here. Here's the emotion oils, some of them. Valor 2. There's a Valor 1. They ran out of black spruce a while back, and they built a new farm. But until they had that farm built for the new black spruce, they came out with Valor 2. The original Valor is really wonderful with the black spruce in it. It's an oil that the Roman soldiers used to use before going out to battle. They'd bathe in it and give them strength and courage. You want to use that one on your wrists. Dump a few drops on your wrist, one of your wrists, and then hold your wrists together and just sit and meditate. And you'll see a calming, grounding feeling of ability to get up and do things. And it's a good place to start with your oils before you put on your other emotion oils. It's also one of the first oils you put on when you do a raindrop therapy. Common sense, it's pretty much common sense what you're going to use that for. And these, you don't have to be a scientist or be an aromatherapist to know what to do with these. You're just going to put these in your chest. You can put these around your throat and put them where your feelings are. And you can put them on the sternum in that area, a combination of the three. Gratitude has balsam fir in it. They call it Grand Fir now, the Idaho fir. That's a magnificent oil. That's almost a scripture-based oil right there. So you want to get that one involved in your life. There's the loyalty again. I have a few bottles of that. Surrender is good for when you're self-asserting and pushing with all your will and to get through something and you're not having much success. Surrender is a good oil. It's going to have a little bit of a homely taste, but surrendering is a bit homely. But it's also good for us that we can change direction and do the right things. Inner child, that one you can put on your thumb. That's for the inside feelings that we have that are maybe buried back in our childhood. We're having trouble accessing. We can put a little bit on our thumb and just stick it in the roof of our mouth, up on the hole in the roof of our mouth that you can feel with your tongue, and just hold it in there. And that's got like tangerine, citrus type oils that help you to reflect back on the younger years. Sara, that's an abuse oil for the severe abuses in life, maybe even those that were inflicted by others. Initials stand for something. I won't go into that right now, but that can be for ritualistic type abuses, the real sad, awful abuses. Again, you're just going to get these scents on your throat, your chest, and your nose. Get them, smell them, cup them, and smell them. Diffuse them, peace and calming. Again, envision. That's for setting goals and dreaming and choosing your path going forward. Hope is one that you want to put just right behind your ears on the bone. You can put that right back there and put it on the rim of your ears and smell that one. That's a fantastic oil. It's just amazing. I've used many bottles of this. Release is one you're going to want to put on your left hand, turn it 3 times to initiate it with your energy, the oil's energy with yours, and then put it over your liver, which is on the right side of your body, right below your rib cage, and rub it all over. That's for releasing negative emotions. 3 wise men, you're going to put a few drops on the top of your head, and you will feel gifts. And that's for anger toward God, toward Father, and the creator of the universe, and feelings that you've maybe been gypped in life and things like that. Here's Aroma Life. This is when you want to put on your heart. Again, just left hand with all these clockwise a few times, just 3 times, and then rub it right on your heart with this one. And that's good for deaths in the family and traumatic, heartbreaking events. Longevity. This is a good internal oil. You'll also find it down here in all the FDA edible oils. And then that one's good to take in capsules. That's a lot of oils combined. It's not going to smell good, but you put it in your body and it's going to work very well. And there's Thieves. Now that's one of the most popular oils among, some of the other like lavender and lemon and peppermint that are popular. There's a huge Thieves line of products where this oil, this combination, which was studied in Weber State University, Utah, and a lot of conclusions came out of that scientific study showing its efficacy, and so strong for the health of the body, for helping to support and protect it. There's a huge line of products that you can get: the soaps, shampoos, mouthwashes, cleaning products. You want to get these in your life and cleanse out your home from all of the toxic, cancer-forming chemicals that are being sold on the market today. Cedarwood is spiritually heightening oil. It's viscous, very thick and heavy. And the Indians used to use it in their rituals for spiritually increasing awareness. It's also very good skin oil. It's, as I said, it's very thick and delicious smelling, has a sweet scent. I use that minimally. It's good. You can put it in with your diffuser. There's your wintergreen. That's a good raindrop therapy oil, and I'll talk about some of those here in just a minute. It's high in methyl salicylate. It used to be that we use birch, but there's not a good source of non-toxic birch available anymore, and so this is what we're using in its place because of the methyl salicylate, which is good for your muscles. And it's a good oil. Tea tree, it's a great everyday oil. You want to keep a bottle of that. I have this bottle here, and then I have another full bottle I just got, and that's going to be your skin oil. You can put that on anything, any skin cleansing abilities. So that one works inside 24 hours on blemishes. Wonderful oil. Purification, that's a good mosquito repellent, and it's good to put on some dryer balls and put it on a cotton ball in your car and cleanse out some of the stink. Took someone on a date years ago, and she was wearing a lot of perfume, and without saying anything, I diffused this in my car and cleansed the air because it needed it. Here's the gift. Very high frequency Middle Eastern oils inside here that you'll be familiar with from reading the Bible. High quality oil. Vetiver is another viscous, very thick root oil. I saw where it grows in Ecuador when I was down there. They pull up the plant and then they diffuse the root, and that's been distilled worldwide, in particular, in Madagascar, where it's been distilled for many years, many years back before there's electricity, and Indians would distill that. Root of Vela, that's a very stinky oil. It's from Ecuador. It's good for children for helping them get to sleep and calm them down. I mentioned earlier the raindrop oils. You'll recognize these: cypress. This one's wintergreen. Here's peppermint. Peppermint again. Basil, thyme. There's wintergreen again. Thyme again. Oregano again. So these are all, and there's basil going across. These are all your raindrop therapy oils that are applied along the spine. And there's books and studies showing how incredibly well these work and how well they absorb in through the meridian system, through the spine, throughout into all of the organs, supporting all of the organs and their major functions, and cleansing receptor sites and all those wonderful things throughout your body. I've had many raindrops. The best raindrop therapy in the world is in Ecuador at the spa down there, and I can go into that more another time. Digest, this is your, if you think of digest, that's your internal or external stomach supporting oil, and that works inside 15 minutes. You put that on the bottom of your children's feet. You can take it in a capsule and you'll have soothing, digestion, and you'll have relief, and really works. These white bottles are FDA approved vitality oils. You can use all these in your cooking. They're all ingestible. The only two oils you really want to not ingest are jasmine and neroli. Those are called absolutes. They're not distilled, they're pressed. And so those are the only two that, but they're okay in scant amounts, but you don't want to take those internally straight up, those two. Everything else is ingestible. In fact, everything you put on your skin all the way throughout your body anyway. So that's one of the miracles of oils. They're pure. These are therapeutic. I've been to most of the farms. I'm heading to more. So here's all my longevity oils. I will be ingesting all of these. Spearmint, coriander, nutmeg. These are all your cooking oils, and Sarah uses them in cooking all the time. She uses orange oil in our cacao hot chocolate, and it's just fabulous. It's really good. Here's a couple of kid scents oil. Genius. These are high frequency, like frankincense oils. That's for, bringing out their thoughtful side, their intelligence, supporting them in their studies. Here's an owie oil. We go through bottle after bottle on these. The kids come in crying and they go out smiling. And that's the same with lavender. When they come in with bee stings, wasp sting, hornet sting, they step on, with their bare feet. They're out in bare feet all summer long. They come in crying and they go out smiling with that lavender, and especially with the lavender, it's amazing how quickly it works with them. Clarity, this one you can put on on your tongue, take a few drops, 5 or 6 drops, and then push your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Breathe in vigorously, in and out, and that's for mental clarity. Clove oil, that's an analgesic. That's great for, it's been used for centuries for tooth and things like that, gum aches and stuff. Clove is good for a lot of things. It's good internally. It's in some of the products. Some more of the radiata I mentioned earlier. Here's an Endoflex. If you think of endocrine system, that's a beautiful one to put on your feet. Keep it by your bed. Make it the last thing you do at night. Get in bed, put that on, and then keep the TV off. When you're done with everything, put that on, and it'll really help sleep habits and get you back to normal. Eventually, you won't need it anymore. This is a great internal oil. It also comes in the Vitality line. I have it in this bigger bottle. It's a good internal oil that you can take, and you'll really feel a difference. That's such a great oil. I love that oil. I've been taking it for years. In fact, I have a story. I had a huge bottle of it, like these bottles up here, and I had a big dropper in it at the head of my bed, and I was just learning how to use it, and I put a bunch on the bottom of my feet, and I woke up in the next morning. I can't remember when I fell asleep. I woke up the next morning, and the huge bottle was dumped from my head hitting the bottle. I wasn't aware that I was falling asleep. Let's just put it that way. And that's how it is. It's wonderful. Breathe again. This is wonderful, strong oil to put on your lungs. If you need something a little stronger than your eucalyptus radiata, there's Mastranti again. I'm starting to experiment with that. Ravensar, that's another lung oil, RC lung oil. So I put these together. Egyptian gold, we need it for our times, these quarantine times. That's a good internal oil. That's what it was made for times like these, for supporting your immune system. Myrrh, there's a biblical oil, sweet myrrh that has even it was brought to the Christ child. And that's good for cleansing properties, skin properties. Ocotillo, I mentioned that in an Ecuador video that I'm making, that they grow down at the farm, and I believe they wildcraft it too. The locals will bring it in to Young Living, and Young Living will pay them for it. This is a blood sugar balancing oil. Great. It tastes like sugary cinnamon, and you can take that one internally. Here's a bunch of tree oils. I'm experimenting with a few of these: the white spruce, the lodgepole pine, the subalpine fir, black spruce, and here's another black spruce. I have another big bottle of black spruce down here. This is the highest frequency oil I believe that Young Living has, and it even surpasses the high frequency oil of rose, which is known for its great lustrous, enlivening scent and energy, and this surpasses that. And these tree oils are your most aggressive internal oils that you can have. They do things that I can't mention because of FDA things and regulations, but these oils get it done. And there's many studies on these, for medical studies on these tree oils. And frankincense is right up in there with these, and also the Idaho tree oils. I have some on order. The Idaho Grand Fir used to be called balsam fir, and that's a potent oil. You take that one, it's marvelous, really good. Has the opposite effect of coffee. Coffee raises your cortisol levels, your stress hormone, and makes you feel like crap for 24 to 36 hours. Well, balsam fir has the opposite effect. It's actually called Grand Fir now. Here's your gathering oil. You take this one and you turn it a few times in that left hand, your non-dominant hand, and then you put it on your temple, your right temple. Turn it clockwise 3 times. Take it across your forehead over to your left temple and turn it 3 times clockwise. And that's just for connecting the left and right brain, thoughts, feelings, ideas, into the future. That's another, I guess you could almost call that an emotion oil. The outcome is directly in the name of the oil, into the future, for helping you to move and into the future and go. Gathering, yeah, I mentioned that one. There's the Valor I mentioned earlier. This is the one with the black spruce, the original Valor, and it's a very effective oil. White Angelica. This bottom last row are my most expensive oils and prized oils. White Angelica is a magnificent oil. I've gone through many bottles of it. That one you want to do again with the left hand, a few drops, and turn it clockwise, and then just put it on both hands, rub your hands together, and then just trace over your head with your two hands, down your shoulders, down the sides of your body, down around your feet, come back up, and then wipe it, both hands on your shoulders, both shoulders, and see what happens and feel the protective feeling that happens. You can count on it. There is such an extraordinary experience there. I love this oil. You can take that before going into negative situations. This is great. I had a friend who was in a court case. Someone actually pointed a gun at him on his own property, and he put this on and used this in court, and he won. It wasn't the reason he won, but he used it because of the negativity that was leveled against him. Jade Lemon is an Asian lemon. It's a green lemon, and it's delicious tasting and very healthy. These are all high in antioxidants, and you can use these in your water, and they're wonderful. Roman chamomile is the gentle chamomile. German chamomile is the blue, strong, burning chamomile that has a kind of a bad scent, but it's still good for what it's good for. And you can look that up on the internet. Roman chamomile is the calming, soothing one, soothing for skin things. And I've used that on my very sensitive little daughter. There's lavender. We always have a lot of lavender around. There's Christmas Spirit again, highest potential. I was there when they released that many years ago in Cancun, at the convention in Cancun. It's wonderful oil. You use that one, rubbing both hands together after you initiate the frequency of the oil, the energy of the oil, and then hold it cupped over your nose, smell it, envision yourself going up to give a talk or going out to compete, and then smell it and feel the activation in your body, in your emotion. You want to take and wipe it on your throat and chest, and you'll see what I'm talking about when you use that. And there's a feeling that happens that's very empowering. Vanilla is made from an orchid. It's new to Young Living. People are using this in their diffuser blends and to fill up the room with a beautiful smell. I like to put a little bit on. This one is a really gladdening scent and so sweet and delicious. It's a year-long process to extract this and get this from the flower, the orchid flower, into the oil form. And Young Living has a video on their YouTube page showing the process and describing it. Dorado Azul and Helichrysum are together for a reason. Dorado Azul is from Ecuador. They found it on the land when they bought the farm. Gary put it up to his nose and distilled it and found its therapeutic value. It's wonderful. I've used it on some serious issues with my young daughter when she was about 5 years old. It can go directly on the skin. It doesn't create rash, and it's very soothing to the skin. Helichrysum, same thing. I've used that for some hardcore things. It's very supportive to the nerve pain and soothing to that. Palo Santo is the sacred frankincense equivalent in Ecuador. It grows in Ecuador. In fact, I believe that it is probably an import from maybe thousands of years ago from the Middle East. It's so similar in scent and action to frankincense. It's not coincidence, and it can't just happen just magically like that. And it has other growing habits that make me believe that that is frankincense. I call it tropical frankincense. And here's your sacred sandalwood, your sacred frankincense. These are very costly. When you need them around, you want to have them handy. These will last me a very long time. I use them sparingly because they're so expensive and they're so useful. Sacred sandalwood is very soothing for the burning, itching things, and it will not increase the burn. It's very soothing. I trust it so much. It's so great. Sacred frankincense, you want that on hand if you need a good cry, if you're all bottled up and stuck. So much can be said about sacred frankincense and this frankincense. Sacred frankincense is the highest grade frankincense you can get in the world, Boswellia sacra, and then just below that is this frankincense here. And this one comes in in a larger bottle, a 15 ml bottle, so you can get that in a larger size. The sacred frankincense is just magnificent. It's still on market today in the Middle East. They sell it in big burlap bags stored up in warehouses. It's been a huge cultural phenomenon for thousands of years in the Middle East, and for a reason. And once you start using that, you'll know why. You'll know it. They knew of its value, and so do we now. So you want to get that in your life. Abundance. There's my new bottle of Abundance. And here's some Cassia. It's biblical oil mentioned by Solomon. This one will make you feel like royalty. You wake up to that and wearing that, and that's just beautiful. You can put that in some of your body oils, body creams. It's just delicious, wonderful, wonderful. Copaiba is a Brazilian oil from the Brazilian tree. It's tapped like maple syrup. They drill a hole, put in a little funnel stick, and let it drain out. The clear resin clears out into the bottle. And this oil is a magnificent oil. It's therapeutic grade. It has a wonderful ability to give you relief and soothe, and use it on the spot. My daughter complains of headaches, and it really supports her and in calm and in that. Sacred Mountain, exactly what you would expect. I used to ride horses in the mountains, high in the hills, for 12, 13 miles at a time, all day rides, sometimes 10 days long, up in the mountains on horseback. And this will just take you right back there up into the mountains. What you can imagine or envision yourself thinking and feeling as you're looking over the vista from the top of a mountain after the long hike. Wonderful. That's in soap products that Young Living makes that you can use. That's really nice. Northern Lights, there it is again, the black spruce. I have these Northern Lights oils up here. I have 3 bottles of the black spruce. This is the bigger bottle, and so many uses for you want to take that for a sense of worth. I think I mentioned this before, my audio went out, so I'll say it again. This tree grows up in sub-zero temperatures and hard blowing freezing winds in the winter. That's when it's distilled, chopped up and distilled. And because the oil is at its highest peak during that time, this tree is a homely tree, and you want to use it when you're feeling homely. It has such an ability to really help you with feelings of worth, and when you're bottomed out, that's a good go-to oil, along with your sacred frankincense or any of your frankincense oils. Here's your Stress Away, and that's got a roller filament on top of it, so you can just roll it on. Women will like to keep this in their purse. I like to keep mine right here. I'll use that occasionally. It has sweet scent of vanilla in it and other oils, high frequency oils that help to give you relief and during those stressful times. Juve Cleanse, with the Juve products, you'll find that name Juve in the supplement section, and you'll find it also in the oil section, Juve Cleanse. And when you see the word Juve, you want to think of rejuvenate. And this is a liver oil. It's a cleansing oil with ledum in it. And they source that from Canada. They're growing it on the Canadian farm now that they purchased up there for the black spruce trees. Very good cleansing oil. Ledum is mighty in cleansing the liver, and I can tell you stories for hours about that, about my experience with cleansing and using Juve Cleanse. It's freeing, liberating emotionally. It's amazing. And the other oil that is a partner to this is called GLF, and that's a gallbladder liver cleansing oil. And they're very costly, but when you think of cleansing your liver and the liberating effect that it has, you're only going to do that once a year. It's very much worth it. Sure beats going to the doctor, and it beats going to the psychologist too. So very good oil, very good cleansing oil. This 5-minute project has turned into a very long project. I'm wearing my hat because I'm in video editing mode. I'm editing the Ecuador video that I'm releasing shortly, and I decided to do this as a quick 5-minute project. It's turned out to be something else. Here you go. That should give you a good overview of a lot of oils, and if you can ingest and internalize these things that I showed you here, that's really going to take you into the heart of oil understanding. There's a lot more oils, but really, if you can get these down, you can get those down so easy. And I'll be sharing more about other oils soon. Thanks a lot. We'll see you.